It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to the show. It's Monday, the 8th of June, and today is World Oceans Day. And the theme of this year's World Oceans Day is Healthy Oceans, Healthy Planet. Now, with our oceans being polluted, we all need to think twice about littering on our beaches, our dams, and our rivers. The oceans and marine life should not be suffering because we're too lazy to throw away our rubbish into a bin. That very idea is very preposterous. And it's very important that we care for our oceans. And in case you don't know, here's why.
Imagine, if you will, that an aquarium is the only place that you can bring your grandchildren to see colourful tropical fishes, coral reefs, or the majority of marine life for that matter. With our oceans currently choking on plastics and non-biodegradable stuff that we are throwing in there as a species, the way we are overfishing our oceans, we are standing on the brink of that becoming a reality. It is time for us to take cognizance of how little time we actually have left to make a difference.
Rich in its diversity, South African waters are targeted by different sectors, which has led to our fish stocks being unable to replenish themselves fast enough.
Pubs, I know it is a very complex issue, but what has led us to this very dire situation we find ourselves in, running out of fish?
Well, we're running out of fish because we have overfished it. Okay, over the past decades, we've just taken out too much fish at an unsustainable rate. And then you throw in things like climate change, environmental impacts, pollution, and that's kind of exacerbated the problem. So at the moment, globally, we're looking at about 29% of all fish stocks completely overexploited. And that's where a program like SASSY becomes really important, the WWF program, where we've actually kind of given you a traffic light system. So, you know, red, don't eat it, not at all. Orange, think twice, but we'd prefer you not to eat it. And then green, go for it. And, you know, it's a powerful tool, and when the consumer can then affect the supply chain, it then has a knock-on effect on what your retailer then purchases. And your industry has to now fish sustainably.
Woolworths is a retail industry leader in ensuring that consumers are educated and informed, that we enjoy our fish sustainably and protect our marine life.
Justin, now that we know the gravity of the situation, how do we know as consumers that we are buying responsibly sourced fish, or all seafood for that matter?
Graham, we've got a holistic Fishing for the Future program, which is part of our overall good business journey or sustainability strategy. One part of it is really working on educational components with our partners in the school space through the Making the Difference program, with beach cleanups, making sure that there's educational material in the curriculum around seafood and around marine resources as well. And then also in the supply chain, working with a number of key partners. We work with the WWF SASSY program, the Marine Stewardship Council, and also the Aquaculture Stewardship Council. And each of them is really key in making sure that the certification processes we have allow customers to feel really comfortable that every single thing that they buy in a Woolworths store is responsibly sourced.
MSC stands for the Marine Stewardship Council. We're a global standard-setting body. We set standards for sustainable fishing and also for traceability. And what it means is that a fishery can undergo a voluntary assessment against that standard. If they can demonstrate that they perform according to our criteria, they earn the right to carry our eco-label. We then work on the market side to encourage retailers to stock those products with the eco-label, and we tell consumers to look out for the blue fish with a tick.
More than just a display of marine life, aquariums also provide valuable education so our future generations respect and preserve the heritage of our oceans.
I have to say, I'm loving hearing all of this children's laughter around me. I'm starting to feel like a bit of a big kid again. What are you guys doing here at the aquarium to educate a new generation?
We've got a number of education programs that we run. So school groups come to visit the aquarium. We provide them with a lesson, and it involves things like touching a sea urchin and a starfish, and then we explain to them that that is actually part of a larger food chain. It's part of an ecosystem in the ocean. And if we do things to damage their home, then it's not only going to affect them, but it's going to affect us in the end as well. And I think that's important in all of our lessons, in all of our interactions with children, to always give them a positive take-home message.
Much like our ocean, the problem seems almost too vast to properly wrap my head around it, and that my small choice as a consumer seems almost insignificant when weighed up against it. But let's make a pact that we are all going to make the right small choice, so that when our children's children have that opportunity, they get to see these fish where they're supposed to be, in the ocean and not in an aquarium.
South Africa, are you with us?